Shalom, 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 Israel. Coming back to you with another video. This is Brother Yashar. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, and thanking the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, for this knowledge in these last days. Bless and peace and blessing to all the Akwaf and the Akim and the Akwaf that are out here teaching this word in sincerity and in truth, and to help build up this nation. And we're gonna get into it. This is pretty much what's going on all around the world. You know, not just in it hasn't begun to get, you know, too violent or physical in America just yet, but it's coming. And the Most High is going to make sure of it. You know, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah is putting his spirit and the people to rise up against these this wicked government, man. You know? But see, these elites, the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, the Gettys, the DuPonts, all of these elite families, they believe that they have this in the bag. Like, they believe that, you know, everything is going according to what they want. But no, it's going according to the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, wants it to. You know, it's a lot of things that's going on in the world that's not being televised on your regular news stations, man. So you got to go to certain avenues to get this information. And through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, we are able to see these prophecies come to pass, you know, through the spirit. You know, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah for that. So without no further ado, you know, as you can see up there at the left top, violent protests around the world. But this is coming to America, you know, real soon. You know, this is really coming to America real soon, you know. So we're going to get into it, and I hope this be edifying to the elect. Shalom.
And with a story that's continuing to make headlines around the world, but at this point is hardly a blip on the media's radar screen here in the United States. While the mainstream media has lined its shows with the,
as I just said, you don't see this in the regular media,
wall-to-wall coverage of President Trump and the threat of impeachment, there are massive protests breaking out worldwide that have, in many areas, turned deadly. That's Iraq, where at least 5...
See, even these other nations, man, they tired of America, because they seeing how America truly is, man. You know, they seeing how America truly is. And America, the so-called white man, Esau Edom, is a backstabber, man. You cannot trust this man. The other nations went in accordance, and they went and they gathered together with the so-called white man to destroy the nation of Israel. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, they were all on one accord to destroy us as a people. And now, you know, Esau is turning on these other nations, man. The ones who were allies to them, man. You know? So you can't trust this man. But our people, they want to continue to trust the so-called white man, man. You know, and it's inevitable for this man to be destroyed. You know? So I'm gonna get this first scripture. This is Psalms, because this shows you, man, how wicked and how how devious this man is, man. This is Psalms chapter 55, verse. I'm gonna start at 19. Yahweh Shemi shall hear and afflict them, even he that abideth of old. Because the Most High is going to destroy the nation of Edom. You know, the so-called white man. Verse 20. Because they have no changes, therefore they fear not Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Because the so-called white man does not fear the Most High. This is why so much wickedness on the earth. Everything that the Most High deems to be righteous, the so-called white man says that it's wicked. You know? Well, Salakia. Everything that the Most High deems to be righteous, you know, the so-called white man says that is wicked. I had it right the first time, Salakia Israel, and vice versa, because this man is totally against the Most High. So the Most High said, because they have no changes, therefore they fear not the Most High. He hath put forth his hands such against Salakia. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. See, all these other nations were at peace with America, with the so-called white man. They came together on one accord to destroy the nation of Israel. You know, and now he's put forth his hand against them. You know, like right here, this is Iraq. These are the Ishmaelites, according to the Bible. You know, and the so-called white man is changing on them. You know, this man cannot be trusted, man. So it says, he has put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant, because the so-called white man, Salakia, he breaks all covenants, man. He broke tens upon tens upon tens, hundreds, you know, of treaties with the natives, with our brothers, the Native American Indians. He broke treaties, plenty of treaties, all of the treaties with them. You know? This man is a walking abomination, man. You know? I was looking at a video with this man. I don't know what the man was, but he said I had a conversation with a white man, and I asked him, do he love people? And the white man said, I love all people. So that the man, I don't know if it was a Northern Kingdom or what. It may have been. He looked like he was so-called Cuban, you know, Colombian or something like that, I believe. And the man said, okay, since you love all people, pay blacks reparation. You know? And the so-called white man said, we don't have to do that. God has forgiven us. Besides, I'm Jewish. You know? This man speaks with a fourth tongue, man. This man is the worst. You know? Which, he don't want to give reparations, but we going to get it anyway. You know, the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, is going to give us reparations. You know, and there's nothing he can do about it. So this is verse 21. This is Psalm 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. How the so-called white man will come up to you. You know, he'll go to these other countries. He'll say, hey, we want to trade with you. You got this, I got this. You know, let's do good business, good trading, you know, and we can prosper. You can get rich, I can get rich. They'll come and they'll do it. And as soon as they let their guard down, what happens? But war was in his heart. He backstabs you, man. He comes over there, he rapes, robs, and murders your people, So this ain't just happened to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That happened to all these other nations that were once in agreement with him. But us, every Israelite brother that's in the spirit of the Most High, we don't care about these other nations, man. We could give a damn about how the so-called white man treats these other nations, man. The Most High could give a damn about how Esau treats these other nations. You know? So, this man had war in his heart. This man had war in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. He come over there with his sword, which is the modern day sword, which is the gun, and he kills children. He don't care whether old or young. He rapes the women. He takes all their resources. You know, like Trump doing now. He putting sanctions on this country, that country, telling them they can't have nuclear weapons. But America can have nuclear weapons. He telling the so-called Mexicans, the Issacharites of the Bible, that they can't stay in America. You know, he putting a wall up, saying you gotta have your papers. When this is the Mexican and the natives' land. You know, this man got some nerve, man. That's why the Most High gonna destroy him.
People have been killed in what protests that started in Baghdad and at this point have now spread throughout the entire country, with people at this point angry about unemployment and corruption and the abysmal public services being offered by the government. Hundreds of people have been injured in the protests that are being called the largest display of public outrage against Iraqi Prime Minister Adel Abdul Mahdi's year-old government.
And that's judgment on Ishmael, because the Ishmaelites, the so-called Arabs, they did even worse to the Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans when we were in the sub-Saharan slave trade.
And in Haiti, the violence continues there as well. I believe that was Port-au-Prince, as protesters continue to clash with police.
And you so-called Haitians, man, you Levites, man, they are from the nation of Israel. You know, and they are wicked, man. They wicked over there in Haiti, man. They practice all this voodoo, and they do all of these rituals and all that over there, man. That's against what the Most High told them to do, man. So the Most High been jacking Haiti up for the longest, man, and they still don't get it, man. You know, that's why the Most High gonna judge you so-called Haitians, because y'all got hard heads, and not only that, you hate your brother. You know, cause y'all come over here to America, you know, and look down on the so-called Negro, the so-called black Americans in America, man. Y'all look down on us. You know, y'all look down on the other tribes. Y'all believe y'all just one people. Nobody else is y'all not connected to nobody. So y'all isolate yourselves from y'all brethren. That's why the Most High is jacking y'all up. And he gonna continue to jack y'all up because y'all are hard-headed, man.
You're just seeing some of the images coming out of the capital city, where Haitians have been protesting the widespread fuel and food shortages throughout the island.
And these so-called Haitians, they love the so-called white man, man. Hillary and Bill Clinton got mansions over there, man. And they're the ones who oppress that place, man. Who oppress Haiti. And then they mock you because what clothing line is in Haiti? Levi's. They know who you are, man. The so-called white man knows you're the Levites according to the Bible, man. But yet you bow down to this man in America because he give you a little job, he give you a little title, call you a manager, call you assistant manager, call you a president, call you anything, man. You get a big head on that. And then you look down on your brothers, man. So the Most High is judging you for that, man. He's going to continue to judge you for that.
In a free-falling economy, high inflation, and corruption allegations against government officials, including the island's beleaguered president, Jovenel Moise. Well, last night on this program, Rick spoke with a UCLA professor who's an expert in Haiti about why the United States, and specifically the Clintons, have had a hand in pushing Haiti to this breaking point.
Gone.
To think about Haiti in terms only of these specific crises, to actually completely ignore the continuous role over 200 years of U.S. imperialism in Haiti. What's happening now is a severe gas shortage that people are protesting against. They're protesting against this gas shortage because the president is trying to raise gas prices. But this also means the president is being forced to raise gas prices because the IMF is asking the president to get rid of subsidies.
Haiti to Peru, where thousands of protesters are demonstrating in the country's capital of Lima following President Martin Vizcarra.
Well, the Peruvians, those are also from the nation of Israel. That is, if I'm not mistaken, is either Naphtali or I think it's either Naphtali or it's not Asher. It's one of these brothers. If y'all I don't have my chart on me right now, but I believe it's Naphtali. I could be wrong. You know, but them too, man. They love the so-called white man too. And it's funny how the so-called white man is the main culprit in destroying these countries, but they look to their own people, which is their own people are in bed with the so-called white man that's to destroy their countries, man. They give them some money and some power, and they tell them to do this and do that, and the people get angry, and then the people look at their own people as they're the problem, but it's the so-called white man. The so-called white man always been like that. He always starts something and then sits back and says, look at what they're doing. I didn't do that. I didn't tell them to do that. You know, I'm innocent. But the Most High knows you're not innocent, man. That's why the Most High gonna kill you damn Edomites out here, man. Y'all set up for destruction, man.
Vizcarra's decision to dissolve Peru's Congress. That's right, to dissolve the entire Congress, prompting a fight for power and control of the country. Vizcarra has called for a new parliament.
And the bottom line is that Esau wants control of these countries because of their resources. You know, but the people, you know, they're not with it, and they rising up against the government. But then you got the same people from over there that came to America. Now they proud, man. Now they proud, man. Now they can come out with an attitude, and they can talk crazy in their man's face. You can come out with no clothes on. They can be wild and irate. They can go to the club and get drunk, stumbling out there 3, 4 in the morning. You know, they forget about the hell that they people catching back in their own countries, so-called, their countries, you know what I'm saying? But they get proud when they come to America. Everybody get proud when they come to America. You know, and a lot of our people, we don't care. We don't know what's going on. We only care what's going on in our block, what's going on at our job, what's going on Friday night, Saturday night, where we gonna turn up at. Nobody give a damn about that, man. You know? The Most High said this. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, verse 1. And he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, Then shalt thou understand that it's the very same time wherein the highest, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, will begin to visit the world which he made. So this is the Most High visiting this earth, man. Visiting this world, man. Verse 3, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. This is uproars of the people, man. This is uproars of the people. You know, people are tired. But in America, we are slaves, and we ain't tired. You know, it's the same old thing every week. You know, you go to work all week, you slave, do 60, 70, 80 hours a week, every 2 weeks. You know, they give you a little check. You happy because it's Friday and you got your money. So you go out to the club, you spend all your money. You go do stuff that don't mean nothing. That's just vanity. I'm not saying you can't, you know, treat yourself because you work hard, but, you know, don't overindulge in that stuff, man. You know, the only overindulgence you're supposed to be doing is praying, giving thanks, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and overindulging and doing these laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability in the land of your captivity. That's what you're supposed to be doing. That's what you overindulging in these last days, because that's the only thing that matters. You know, all this other stuff is just there as a distraction, man. You know? It said, verse 4. 2nd Ezra 9 and 4. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Verse 5. So the Most High said this was going to happen from the beginning. Verse 5. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. So this is what you're seeing now, the end. You see the end right now. You know? It's going to get worse.
Parliamentary election to be held within 4 months. But Peru's congressional president declared instead the temporary removal of Vizcarra, throwing the country into political chaos and uncertainty. And in Paris, the so-called Yellow Vest movement has now stretched into the 46th week, with large-scale protests by those angry about the country's high cost of living and rising fuel prices. Wow, look at that. And finally, we turn to Hong Kong, and this is a story that has been reported. And of course, the battle between protesters and police there, that also continues now into the 6th month. That's right, 6 months.
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. What's those rumors of wars? World War III happening. You know, against Syria. They just hit Syria. And the U.S. is blaming Iran for hitting Syria, you know. And America is the backbone of Israel. Israel wants to come at Iran, you know. And then you got Russia saying, "Don't attack Iran." You know, if you attack Iran, we're gonna attack you. So there's all these rumors of wars and wars going on all around the globe, man. World War III is gonna happen, man. You know? See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Who not be troubled? The ones that's keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. You know? As a known Israelite. You know? keeping the faith, enduring daily, repenting daily. Loving the Lord thy power, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, with all thy heart and all thy soul. Verse 7, Matthew 24:7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. See, all these other nations, they coming up against these other nations, And what's that? That's a race war, man. The race war is coming. So all these things is gearing up for a race war and World War III. So we got to be diligent. We have to be. We can't get caught up in vanities of this world. We can't. This and it continues. And there shall be famines and pestilence. The famines, and in one case it was gas. That's a famine. If you got a car and you got to drive 3-4 miles to get to work driving, and there's no gas for your car, or the gas prices are too high that you can't afford it, you're gonna be mad. That's a famine. But when it comes to the food, when it comes to the water, when it comes to working, better yet, above all else, when it comes to this word, when you can't get this word, you're just going to be stuck out there and you're going to have to deal with it. You're going to have to deal with what's going on. You're going to have to deal with it. Because when the word was out here, you didn't want to hear. And it says, and pestilences, these diseases, man. You got flesh-eating diseases. You got food diseases. You got all these diseases flowing around, diseases they know nothing about. That's going to increase as well. And earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So, this is the beginning. But the end. So it ain't going to get no better. And Israel, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you got to come back to your power, man. All that other stuff, it don't mean nothing, man. Your car, your clothes, all these women, your house, your job, all these gifts the so-called white man gave you to keep you docile and to keep you, with your guard down, they don't mean nothing, man. It's just it's like a baby crying and you give them a pacifier to shut them up. That's what it is, man. But sooner or later, that baby spits that pacifier out his mouth and starts crying because he can't take it no more. You got to wake up, Israel.
Months of this violence, a fight that has grown increasingly violent. In fact, police, and you may have heard about this, we've reported about this here on RT, police shot an 18-year-old protester in the chest, spurring anger and outrage, fueling the fire of public and political discontent. Thousands have been injured with really no end on the horizon, a horizon that's been clouded in many parts of the city with smoke and tear gas. Hong Kong's police chief said the 70th anniversary of Communist Party rule in China was one of Hong Kong's most violent and chaotic days.
So I'm going to get one more. And that's it. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 12. Chapter 12. I'm gonna start at Shalakia Israel. I'm gonna start at 10. Ecclesiasticus Sirach chapter 12 verse 10. Never trust thy enemies, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And the so-called white man is the wicked man. That's not the one I wanted. This is in. I wasn't gonna go there. This is Psalm chapter 7 and 11. Yahweh Shem Yahushua judgeth the righteous every day. Who's the righteous? The nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And Yahweh Shem Yahushua is angry with the wicked every day. You know. And the so-called white man is the wicked. And he's angry with him every day, along with all these other nations. Call hello Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Shalom.